Hello, and thank you for calling the Idaho State Bar, Idaho Law Foundation, and Idaho Volunteer Lawyers Program.
For Diane Minnick at extension 208955887. Press pound. To cancel, press star. Wait while I transfer your call. This is Diane Minnick.
Hello, Diane. This is Isaiah Alleman. I've had a investigation pending with the Idaho State Bar for the past 8 years. I know there's been a committee or a few committees that have been held with regards to the evidence and information that I've handed in. I'm not sure if you're aware of this.
No, not off the top of my head. That's not in my department. But who have you been dealing with?
I've been corresponding with Lacey Johnson recently through email, but I was hoping I could get a hold of somebody today based on new information that I've sent into the bar. So in short, there's been another county prosecutor in Bear Lake, Idaho that has been disbarred. Joe Hayes, are you aware of this?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so what Joe Hayes has done basically is the same thing that happened to me about 8 years ago. So we have a different attorney doing the same thing, the same things as former attorneys that were there. So I know that the Idaho
former attorneys in Bear Lake.
Yes.
Okay.
Since
Was it a prosecutor?
That was one of them, yeah. Prosecutor, defendant, or defense counsel, and they'd kind of switched positions. So they, I'm gonna, if I can direct you to my YouTube channel where I have 2 videos posted. My name's Isaiah Alleman, and that's my YouTube channel. So the 2 videos you'd be looking for they're called 5/5/2021 report or reports.
Okay. Let me just tell me who the lawyers are that you filed the grievances against.
I have filed grievances against Chris James and Steve Wuthridge.
Okay.
Stephen Wuthridge.
Okay.
Wuthridge.
Okay, and did you get a final resolution?
No, I have not, and it's still pending. I've sent in new information to the bar in these videos. At least I've emailed Lacey Johnson about this. I suppose I could.
How long ago did you send that? How long ago did you send that to Lacey?
I'd have to look at my email. It's been about a month or less.
Okay, let me check with her and have her get in touch with you in terms of where the status of that is. Okay. You were not involved with Joseph Hayes in any way.
Yes, I was. And it's in my second video. I went in to speak with Joe Hayes when he was the current county prosecutor up in Bear Lake, and he slandered me for one, but he also agreed with me in that there's no statute of limitations on continued obstruction of justice, which is what's still going on with regards to what the case in which what I've experienced and what the Idaho Bar Association hasn't been investigating for the past 8 years, which hasn't been resolved. So yeah, I've spoken with Joe Hayes. I've recorded it. It's in my video. And yes,
it doesn't. I mean, Joe Hayes is done. I mean, there's nothing that nothing further we can do to Joe Hayes. I mean, that's the ultimate.
I understand.
So that one's done.
And what I'm saying is if the Idaho Bar Association would have paid more attention to effectively, but from corresponding with everybody in the Bar Association that I have, I know and I understand that my evidence has been absolutely and utterly, completely, uniformly ignored. And so I'm, again, still presenting this evidence. And if the Bar Association would have spent, for the past 8 years, just have covered my evidence and documentation, then what happened with Joe Hayes wouldn't have happened. Because this is what happened a decade ago, almost a decade ago. So it's repeated itself, and it's going to again repeat itself if justice is still being obstructed in Bear Lake, Idaho. Joe Hayes was not elected by the popular vote of the people. He was appointed by the county commissioners, and after they ran the Olson, who was elected by popular vote of the people, he was ran out of town after he'd been elected, and they appointed Joe Hayes.
Okay, so Joe Hayes, yeah, but he wasn't there a decade ago.
No, he was not. But he wouldn't have have been there at all doing what he was doing if he wasn't. How do I say this? I've desperately been trying to get the Idaho Bar Association to seriously review my evidence that I've sent in many times in as many possible poignant forms as I possibly can, and it's gone continually ignored. And like I said, what happened with Joe Hayes wouldn't have happened if the Idaho Bar Association hadn't ignored my evidence. Why hasn't?
But I don't understand the connection between Joe Hayes, who wasn't there when that happened, and now. Because we wouldn't. I'm confused.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to confuse you. If you could go to my YouTube channel and watch the two videos, 5/5/2021 reports. There's part 1 and part 2. If you could go and watch those, I've submitted these to Lacey, and there's,
okay. Let's. What's your last name again, Isaiah?
Alleman, ALLEMAN.
Got that.
These.
Okay. I will. I'm going to pass on this information to the disciplinary part, and someone there will get back to you. Okay.
Yeah. These people. These attorneys and judges almost had me murdered up there. And I know you guys don't do anything with judges. That's the Judiciary Council. But the attorneys played a heavy role. Chris James needs to be disbarred. Withrick needs to be disbarred. The Idaho Bar Association needs to seriously review my evidence. And it's going to take them a long time, but they need to get on it. It's been 8 years, and there's no justice. There hasn't been justice. There hasn't been a proper county prosecutor in Bear Lake, Idaho for the better part of a decade, if not longer. Ever since Withrick was appointed or elected. I guess Withrick was elected, but from Withrick till now, there has been zero justice in Bear Lake County, Idaho. It has been one round after another of husbands getting charged with fraudulent felony charges so their wives can be propositioned and exploited. The same thing happened to me, and the Bar Association has ignored me in this. Every single one of my rights has been violated. My life was threatened, and I almost was murdered. I was almost murdered in jail, and I pled guilty to conspiracy with myself to save my life, because that was the charge Withrick was giving me. I conspired with myself, and I pled guilty to it, so I wouldn't get murdered because my life was being threatened.
Well, I'm going to pass this on to the people that handle this, and I will have somebody get back to you, okay?
I appreciate you answering your phone, Diane. I really do, and thank you for listening to me.
You're welcome.
All right. Have a great day.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Bye.
Governor Brad Little. To speak to someone in the governor's office, please press 1. To leave a message for the governor's...
Wait while I transfer your call.
Office of Governor Brad Little, how may I help you?
Hi. Sorry, this is Isaiah Alleman. I was wondering if you guys had a chance to review my videos I sent that you received.
Isaiah, I do not have a clue. I gave them to Tamara, so let me see if she's in her office, and if she's not, leave her a message, and we'll have her give you a call back. Hold on.
Sorry,
Tamara Felter
is not available. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, Tamara. This is Isaiah Alleman. I've been told that you received my video reports. I want to make you aware of there's been another prosecutor in Bear Lake County, Idaho, who has been disbarred from the Bar Association for inappropriate conduct and fraudulent things. I don't know if I can necessarily elaborate right now, but this is what I'm doing is I'm explaining what happened recently with Joe Hayes, the former prosecutor of Bear Lake County, Idaho, is exactly what happened to me when I was being charged. So it's happening again. This isn't just independent attorneys acting on their own. There are other people involved that are also tyrants and perpetuating this. So Joe Hayes was not elected by popular vote of the people. Olson was, and Olson was ran out of town. He said, or out of the state, and he said he's never even going to go back to the state of Idaho. What I want is to have a fair election. I need the governor's office to make sure there is another fair election. No appointed prosecutors. We can't have elections being subverted by the county commissioners. We need to have, justice and due process. We need the governor's office to make sure there's a fair election that's being held, and that we have a honest, trustworthy prosecutor who's going to uphold the rights of the people and do his duty, which goes above and beyond the scope of his job. The past 10 years, the past decade, there hasn't been the past two attorneys, the prosecutors that have been appointed. The past two attorneys in Bear Lake County have been. There hasn't been justice up in Bear Lake County, Idaho, in decades. We need to have, and I'm calling the FBI about this. I'm calling the bar association already knows as well. I need you guys to call me back and please, and I appreciate your willingness to listen and review the evidence. But there's more than just corrupt attorneys acting here. There's corrupt police and corrupt judges as well. Thank you.
Hello, you've reached FBI headquarters. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Please note, this call may be recorded. To report a crime, suspicious activity, or tip, press 1. For background checks,
hello. Thank you for calling the FBI.
Thank you for calling the FBI. Can I get the spelling of your first and last name?
Isaiah Alleman, Isaiah. Alleman is Alleman.
What federal violation you call and report today, sir?
I called in last week about the same thing. So in the papers, and it's being reported, there is a recently former prosecuting attorney up in Bear Lake, Idaho, who I've also spoken with. So this prosecuting attorney up in Bear Lake, Idaho, has been disbarred from the Idaho Bar Association and is resigned, and he's being penalized. He can't practice law for 5 years. His name's Joe Hayes. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but you should be, because I believe it was last week I called in and I was saying I have 2 videos on my YouTube channel. The videos are titled 5/5/2020. I'm sorry, 5/5/2021 report.
Okay, sir, I'm sorry to interrupt, but is there any new information that you want to provide today?
The new information is that what I've been supplying to the FBI for the better part of 8 years has gone ignored, and if it hadn't, then what has happened with Joe Hayes wouldn't have happened, because the same similar thing happened to me roughly 8 years ago. So the new information is this: these corrupt attorneys up in Bear Lake, Idaho, are not acting alone. How is it we have a corrupt attorney who's being disbarred for the same thing that an attorney was doing to me about 8 years ago? And me and some of my friends and other people up there, it's the same situation 8 years after the fact, and yet it's a different attorney. So this isn't just Joe Hayes. This isn't just the other attorneys that are in my videos. Joe Hayes is one of them. Other judges and public officials that are involved in helping to perpetuate this tyranny and public what they call public corruption. So I mean, yeah, we can.
Okay, sir. If there's anything that you would like to report about a judge or an attorney, you can always report that to the State Bar Association.
Well, the bar.
But I do have all your information documented,
yeah.
And I appreciate you calling the FBI. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we can stop it.